Hi, welcome to the JK LOL Storytime podcast.
I'm Jon.
And I'm Keisha.
Welcome back to episode 9. Oh, man, 9.
Ninezo. I'm so used to you introducing yourself, Jon, and then Keisha, I kind of goofed a little bit.
It's okay. You're distracted by my cheeseburger shirt.
I flippin' love that
Are
thing.
you hungry?
I might be a little hungry.
Might be a little bit hungry. Some really, really cute lady gave it to me.
It looks very good on you,
Oh,
sir.
thank you. I like my cheeseburger shirt. It's getting to that time of year where rah, be outside.
Yes.
Cheeseburger time.
We're all definitely ready to be outside. Although here in North Dakota, we usually get snowstorms at least through April. So I keep teasing my kid because she loves spring. And I keep telling her, we're going to get another snowstorm with at least 4 feet of snow. And she turns into a toddler and just, no. So it's a little entertaining. But, in true North Dakota fashion, we are going to get another snowstorm. We have to.
I guess we're going to find out. They'll find out because they'll be hearing this in several weeks from now.
And I'll tell you that there was 4 feet or there wasn't, and I'm full of crap.
We'll post it with the episode.
I'll post
it
pictures.
is supposed to be in the 50s today, so we'll see. Maybe next week.
Well, we're excited about episode 9 today, being able to talk about the origin of the podcast itself and where it all started. Our dearest friends, not dearest. We have a lot of dearest friends, don't we?
We have a lot of dear friends. Not very many friends that are deer, though.
No, we don't make friends with deers, although we have deer that come through my backyard.
Yeah, you're like a Disney princess, I think, if I hear you can say that. In that regard, there's like squirrels and bunnies and deer in the backyard all the time. So
Yeah, there are. We kind of live in this very
birds.
unique part of town where we're kind of up on a hill. We are up on a hill. We have a beautiful view of the city, and so we're within the city, but we're above the light pollution line. So in the wintertime, in the summertime, we are able to sit out in the backyard and you can see all the stars in the sky as long as there's no clouds.
well, most of them.
And not all of them. It's not quite like being in the mountains, but it's still beautiful. Makes me feel like back when we were kids again and small town in Idaho and laying on the trampoline, counting the stars. So yes, it's definitely a very fun, unique place that we live, and we've been incredibly blessed. It's a fixer-upper home, and I feel like we're going to be fixing up on it for quite some time.
We are going to fix up on it. That's a whole new series.
Yes, that will be our next adventure. After
Will it?
we're married, we're going to remodel together. Is that the game plan?
Well, we already did it once before we were even dating. I was just helping.
Oh my goodness. World's grossest Care Bear.
Yep. World's grossest Care Bear. We'll have to post it.
We will post a picture of it, but I had some other really good friends, very dear friends, that were helping to remodel this beast. So it took a month off of work. All of us actually did. And we remodeled this home. It's truly a gem, but all the living areas, the bedrooms, the kitchen, the living room area, we did the flooring. We ripped up the old shag carpet.
From 1968, the green shag carpet.
Oh, the floor mat underneath.
Yeah.
The padding.
Yes. It was the, orange padding or orange yellow padding.
Yeah.
That they put on the carpet at the time. It was like completely disintegrated into powder. So it's like, I know what a Cheeto feels like now.
Those puff Cheetos.
Yep.
That's what you looked like after.
I did, yeah. We were all covered in it, and we got the leaf blower out and just got everybody.
Stood in front of it and just
Yeah.
blew each other.
Yep.
That sounds wrong.
That does sound wrong. We're probably gonna cut that one out.
Sorry.
But I think even Donkey was there.
Even
helping.
Yeah, Donkey came and helped too for that. Yes.
And we get to talk about her a little bit today. We can talk about that. But yeah, it was a really good time. But yeah, I was busting up tile and was the world's grossest Care Bear.
Yes, he had a red Milwaukee shirt on, and you get all kinds of sweaty. And for him, his just happened to be like right on his chest/belly area where he was.
Where I was what?
I was going to say precipitating, but
I'm sweating.
not the
Perspirating.
right word. There you go, perspirating.
I was not precipitating. I wasn't that. I was not that gross. I don't sweat that much, babe.
Oh, I need some coffee, man. make my brain start working.
Yeah.
But yes, you were, and it was just in that area, and it was in the shape of a heart. And so I'm like, oh, you look like a Care Bear.
The world's grossest Care Bear.
The world's grossest Care Bear.
Sweaty bear.
I love it. I love my sweaty man.
Me
Anyways,
too.
sorry, little segue like we usually do.
But yeah, we'll keep working on the house.
Yes.
I mean, it's not in bad condition. There's just things that need to be fixed, and or rooms that aren't particularly in the basement. You have quite the large mechanical room that has 2 sections, and one of them can be something fun. Like, what was it, 2 years ago when you were working for that DSO? I remodeled your cellar in 3 days.
Yeah, I was out of town. Was that my trip to Philadelphia or Virginia?
I don't remember. But you were gone for 3 or 4 days, and I took it upon myself to come over here in the evenings and hang out with the puppies and or puppy that time and remodel the cellar for you.
And it looks amazing. But let's talk about stop 9 on the tour. Or
Stop 9.
Episode 9 is going to be the Kentucky tour. I think it's
Stop 7.
There you go.
Stop 7. So I was thinking about it the other day. So we start the tour for all 9 stops across 2 countries and over 6,000 miles. We're going to stop. The first part of the stop is all about, and not necessarily all about it, but this is kind of how it shook out, is like all of like people that you knew in your younger years. Sure. And then like the middle of the stop is kind of where we're at now and people that we have friendships with together, and then kind of wrap it up with some of my friendships, and then the last one is you that you met at a dental conference. So that's exciting. So
yeah. So we're headed to Kentucky next.
Kentucky,
where Ken and Janet are at. We've mentioned them before, but they are the folks that, you know, when I had just abruptly left, effective immediately, my job, talked to them that night, had our 6-hour conversation where they're like, you guys you need to have cameras following you around everywhere. You're goofy, you're fun, you're a whole heap of drama. But then
I'm the problem.
Yeah, Erica's the drama. And then what's the new one?
You're the Keisha?
Is that a Keisha Kemet thing, or is that how we've always done things? My new replacement. That's her common saying in the office. Is this a Keisha Kemet thing, or is this a how you've always done things? Which, if any of you are in business ownership or leadership, oof, duh. Is this how we've always done it? That should not be your guys' motto. If you're currently doing that in leadership, unless you're like an antique store, and even then, business is advanced. So how you've always done it, maybe talk about teamwork together, but is this a Keisha Kemet thing? Well, if it's new, innovative, and the right way to do things, then I'll
Probably.
take it.
we will unpack leadership things on another podcast much later.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Back on
Squirrel.
track. My train's back on its tracks.
Yeah, well, that's good. I like that your train's on the tracks. So
You did it.
So you could say that like maybe Ken and Janet are completely responsible for this?
Yes. I would absolutely say Ken and Janet, or Jan and Kennett, as we'll often refer to them
Jan
as.
and Kennett, yeah. Especially if there's some bourbon or tequila involved.
Absolutely.
Or soup of the day.
Absolutely. We've had so much fun. These two, so getting into the story and how we've had such a good relationship with them, Jon actually knew Ken and Janet before I ever did.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about your relationship with Ken and just his light and uniqueness, and then talk about, I didn't meet Janet. When did you meet Janet?
I think we met Janet at the same time.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I met her once before, but didn't really spend a lot of time around her. So
Sure.
Until you started working with Ken. So I started working with Ken when he worked at a local restaurant that I was doing some consulting for in our town.
He would just do it part-time.
Yep, he was part-time bartender. Just did it for the love of the game.
Yep.
Guy likes cocktails, likes mixology, that kind of stuff. So we got along really well. He would always be bartending the main floor bar, and I'd go in there if I wasn't consulting that day, and I'd sit at the bar and order a soup of the day, which is a Miller Lite in my world, because I had another contact that worked there. His name is Travis. He ended up working for me for a while in my bars and also in the hot dog stand. Old
Flair bartender Travis.
Old TG, T Glizzy. So now he's doing awesome. I saw him a couple months ago in Rapid City doing great things down there. So we're going to get him on an episode at some point. But I'd go in there and see either TG or Ken and be like, what's the soup of the day? And they'd be like, it's like chicken tortilla or French onion or something. I'm like, no thanks. I'll have a Miller Lite. So then the Miller Lite just became known as a soup of the day in our world.
Yep.
So and you say I had 12 soups today. Doesn't sound nearly as bad as I had 12 beers.
Correct.
Which I don't do. But
well, and it's fun because we'll go to a restaurant and I'll be like, what would you like to drink? And he'll be like, I'll just have a soup of the day. And I always know exactly what to do. Okay, Miller Lite.
Except for that one time that you went off on your own and ordered a soup of the day from the bartender, expecting them to know what it was at some place.
So I was really confused by that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I did not make it clear that was just a me thing and not like something that people say.
The first time, yeah. The first time, I made a total ass out of myself.
You didn't make an ass out of yourself. I made an ass out of myself by not kind of filling you in on the whole thing that was just a local Johnny Lack thing.
It's a Johnnyism.
It's a Johnnyism. So anyway, I got to know Ken through that, and he works at the First Holiday Pop-Up Bar in filled in, and
that's where I met him.
Some other place. Yep, you've met him at the First Holiday Bar, and that time you were looking for a new job.
I was. That's when I had stopped consulting for Dr. Blasco, so I had been doing that. And it just, again, the travel part of things was just a little too much. And not only that, but also I was going through the ending processes of my divorce. And so the custody thing ended up playing a huge role in that as well. But yes, Ken, that's how I had met him, was at the first Christmas pop-up bar. And
he's bartending his ass off.
He's such a baddie. But then come to find out, I didn't know this. I just knew him as Ken. Cool Ken. He looked a little bit like Santa. He'd always have fun sweaters. And I had applied for a position at a construction company for their office manager. And immediately Ken messaged me. He's like, I didn't know you'd be interested in something like this. And I'm like, who is this? And he's like, it's Ken from, the pop-up bar. He's like, I'm the vice president of this construction company. I'm like, what the hell are you doing bartending, friend? Like,
he's just having a good time with me, man.
He does. He genuinely loves mixology. And when we go to his house, he makes good cocktails for us.
Or we just drink the good bourbon.
Yeah.
And sit by the fire.
Exactly. And I ended up getting a position as the office manager at that construction company. And what a learning curve it was, and such a wonderful experience. I learned a lot. And with Ken, we really got to know him much more on a personal level because we'd get to go over to his house. I think I met Janet first. Well, actually, we both met her at we had a gala that we all went to with the company. And so
that gala, that's another story. We can unpack that gala where they're like, would you like the salmon or the filet? And you show up and it's sliced roast beef and industrial mashed potatoes.
Buffet style.
Yeah, buffet style, not even plated at a gala. We got bamboozled so hard.
Where you're spending, $1,000 a table for 6 people. Yep. Yep, that happened.
Yeah. So anyway, that's another podcast. So
yes, but that's where we met Janet.
That's where we met Janet. Yeah.
And she was just down to party. She
got schnockered, I think is the technical term.
Schnockered. Well, we played the game of every time, we're at a gala, so we played a drinking game. Every time somebody says, thank you so much, we had to take a drink.
And then we went to the bar across the street afterwards because we didn't feel like we were done yet. Because we're all dressed, up to the nines. So why not?
Why not go to a dive bar and just have some fun?
So, it was a good time.
Anyways, that's where she drank. Janet drinks. This lady came over. She had a flask hidden in her brassiere.
Oh, yeah.
And this lady comes over and she's like, hey, you guys want to try this? And we're all like, no. Jenna's like, I'll try it.
At the dive bar, not at the gala. Although, in our town, that attracts at a gala, too. But yeah, I think Ken said something about, he's like, I don't know how I feel about you drinking juice.
Can we say that on a podcast? Yeah.
Sorry, FCC. There's a reason they won't let me on the radio anymore.
Because you say stuff like that. Okay.
Occasionally, yes, I've been known to. But, we just keep it real on the JOK LOL. Dang it, I did it. JK LOL Storytime. But anyway, so yeah, she drinks, what was it? It was a milk base too or something, or creamy.
Orange creamsicle type of something.
Like, okay, so if you're going to drink something out of a flask out of somebody's sweaty regions.
Thank you, that's much better.
Yep. Yeah. and it's cream based. Like that's a hard no for me, dog. Like I drink Malort and I love Fernet and things, but yeah, I'm gonna draw the line right there.
Yep.
Counter cheese, fine.
Random strangers.
Sweaty
flask?
flasks, nope.
No
And
thanks.
floor candy and sweaty stranger flasks, nope.
Where John draws the
That's
line.
where I draw the line.
Good to know.
So anyway, we go there, we have fun. Ken says, we should hang out more.
And we would.
we
We get
did.
together with another couple. Actually, they came over for all of our Thanksgivings. We love to just host for people that we love. And so we'd host Thanksgivings and Easters and Christmases. It just, depended on the year, whether or not we had the kiddos and how we had them. But yeah, the Kens and their wives, because their other couple friend that would come, his name was also Ken. And not confusing at all. No, but we'd get together and just do little potlucks or fancy dinners or whatever the fancy was. But, John, in true John fashion, he went to a raffle for allocated bourbons?
Yes. Oh no, yeah, it was like a release day.
Okay.
Because I'm really good about taking care of everybody else in my life and not myself.
Yep.
So one day I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna drive to a town 2 hours away from us and go stand in line at 5 a.m. for this bourbon release.
Yep.
And you get a number, they call your number, you get to go pick.
Yep. So
So I did that. It was December.
Yes.
I had a heated jacket because I was smart.
You are smart. And what did you choose? Tell the audience.
I chose I got called probably somewhere in like the 60s to 70s area. So at that point all the good like highly allocated stuff was gone. At the time, I mean even Blanton's Gold, which is what I ended up picking, was highly allocated. So
Yep.
I ended up getting a bottle of Blanton's Gold
Yep.
at 8 a.m.
At 8 a.m.
Well, it was probably like 8:30 at that point.
What was that, back 2023?
Yeah, it would have been 2023. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, he sends a picture of the Blanton's Gold and then a caption underneath that says "Marry me?" ? And
To you. Make sure
me.
that that's clear.
Yes, make sure that's clear to me. And I said, heck yeah. And is that what you got? Blah, blah, blah. So we'd been saving this Blanton's Gold because I really do enjoy Blanton's Gold.
I just really enjoy everything that they pump out. Eagle Rare had been my favorite bourbon for years for making old fashions and other things. And I remember when I first got my spirits license that I could order cases of it if I wanted it. And now it's harder to get than Blanton's, it seems. So anyway, continue. You love Blanton's.
So I do love Blanton's. But Janet was retiring. She's an accountant. She, bless her heart, bless her soul. Accounting work just...
You guys, what if
What?
this is so successful we can unretire Janet and make her in charge of that
Yes.
for us?
Janet, do you hear that? We're coming for you. But she had...
She's like, no thanks.
But we had, for her retirement party, taken over the Blanton's Gold because we thought, oh, yeah, this is great. I think Janet drank probably about at least a third of the bottle.
She did. She just went crazy on it, and good for her. I love that for her.
But that's the kind of night that it was. It was a sit by the fire and do nothing but drink between the four of us a bottle of Blanton's Gold.
I mean, they're also very, very into cooking and food, and they have a phenomenal garden.
Janet makes the best sourdough bread.
She
guys.
does make really good sourdough bread. So
Like she has been doing sourdough before sourdough was cool. And she's very specific about it and how she feeds it and where she feeds it at. And but
that's the accountant side coming in.
yes, and she does all of these amazing things. She did a cranberry orange sourdough loaf that was amazing. They do that for like Thanksgiving and it'll have turkey sandwiches on it. And it's just amazing. She does a very good job. So just shout out to her for that. But when we go to Kentucky to visit them, let's back up just a moment. They ended up moving to Kentucky after Janet had retired because their daughter lives there and their daughter was having their second child. So they have 2 grandbabies and their daughter bought this property that has a bunch of land. They're going to have their own little homestead on it. And so Janet wanted to move out there, and Ken he's one of those baddies who he just knows construction management so stinking well. He can work from anywhere and be very successful at everything that he does. So he moved with her. He's doing remote construction management type projects and just crushing it. And they're both living their best life out in Kentucky. So when we get there, it's going to be really just for Ken and Janet that
It really is, yes.
going to Kentucky.
And for the bourbon.
I was going to say, but these are also our bourbon people. They
And
genuinely
our food people. I mean, honestly, I think we have some other friends that are fairly into food, but not quite at the level that I think Ken and Janet are.
No, I would say that they're the friends that most closely align with how much we appreciate food and beverages.
Or
for sure.
wine or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be bourbon.
Right.
So even into gin or tequila or water.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't have to
Everything
necessarily
matters.
be libations that we're enjoying. We can just sit and enjoy.
Although I think Neil's our coffee guy.
Is Neil? I've never had coffee with Neil.
Me neither. We need to change that.
How's he your coffee guy, my love?
Because he knows a bunch about coffee. Neil,
love
you've been drafted.
I was going to say, every time I've been with Neil,
It's always wine.
it's always been wine. But
Yeah, well, that's another show. But Ken and Janet are great, and we're excited to see them. They live like an hour and a half from Louisville and Lexington, kind of out in the southern part of Kentucky. I'm not real familiar with it, but
And the game plan is going to be actually a morning wedding, if at all possible, in Kentucky.
because we're going to go on
just 'cause of-
tastings.
Yes. Yes, because we're going to be traveling and it's going to be late when we get in. So it's a 10-hour drive from Wisconsin to where we're going. And so we'll see if we can make it there by midnight, hopefully.
We'll make it.
And then the next morning get up and do a morning ceremony. But the reception aspect of it will be, we're going to go on as many tours as we can, just because, like I said, we are bourbon people. We love it. And so maybe not tasting everything. We need to still be functional for the next day, but at least seeing the warehouses, the fermentation process and the filtering and all of that, and what sets these places apart. And then we'd like to get married. It's not nailed down yet. So if you're listening, Buffalo Trace, I expect you to get your poop in a group and make some magic
In the
happen.
kindest way possible.
In the kindest way possible.
We really just want to bring you, me, our officiant Randy,
and then Ken and Janet.
Ken and Janet. We want to go
And Donkey to film
and
it.
Donkey to film.
So there's literally
just
six people.
people, and we just want to go stand next to some barrels, probably Blanton's. We're not choosy.
Since he did propose to me at one point with Blanton's Gold.
Yeah, so I want to go stand at Warehouse H, and we want to.
Well, and I think it's important that we talk a little bit about why is that so stinking important to us. Help our listeners or viewers understand why the heck getting married in a warehouse with a bunch of oak barrels filled with bourbon is so important, specifically to you. It's important to me, but it is important to me because it's important to you. So get a little vulnerable with us if you're willing and explain why that's so stinking important.
It's because I'm an old-fashioned kind of guy.
Dun, 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 dun.
I feel like that was a very
Ba-da-boom.
Michael Scott moment there. But I think it's important just because you can't rush bourbon. Like vodka, gin, rum, like fairly easy to make once you understand it and have the right equipment. Like you can turn it out in days, right? Some of the dark rums, not so much. But Blanton, it just takes the time that it takes. So like all of bourbon, like you can't rush it. If it could be rushed, they'd be doing it that way. There's nothing worse than, making a product and then having to store it for 6 to 9 years before you feel that it's ready to sell and where you want it. So I think that's just kind of a story about life in general, how I got to where I'm at, and then especially developing a relationship with you. Just takes the time it takes. You can't rush it.
No, even though there were times where one or the other might have felt, I need to say something, or, the feels are there.
And how do you determine when that time is? And you just have to kind of let it continue developing, maturing, not only the bourbon of the barrel, but our relationship. And then you get to the point where you can't hold it in anymore. And then you have to decide if you're going to risk it all. And if she doesn't feel the same way, totally toast the friendship. And not the good toast. Not a barrel toast, not a toast with whiskey, but just completely burn it down for the chance for something so much more beautiful.
Yeah.
But that's why it's important to me.
And I love that. I love the fact that, he knows so much, not only about bourbon and as I'd mentioned before, the process of creating the product in and of itself, but it means so much to him as far as the detail of it. You cannot rush good things. And, that's how we've evolved very much. We've gone from friends, we've gone to boyfriend, girlfriend, we've gone to fiance.
I don't know. We're kind of old. It's more like man friend.
Man friend.
Fiancés.
But
And we've been fiancés for a long time. That's another show.
yes, but finally to the point where I finally get to marry you. 68 days until I can marry you, sir. I'm
By the time
excited.
this episode's out, it's going to be probably in the 30s.
Maybe. And, I'm very much looking forward to, now that we have gone through a little bit of the maturing process, creating new amazing cocktail love childs. Is that just for us? Now we're after the process of aging in a barrel, then comes the process of bottling. You've got that amazingness built up already, and it's not going to go bad.
I mean,
doesn't
there is
really
some
go
chunky
bad.
parts that come out of the barrel, right? So just because it's done maturing doesn't mean that it's all smooth times ahead, right? So when you dump that barrel, it's very turbulent inside, and there's a lot of char pieces that break out of the barrel and come out. And they don't necessarily get filtered, but they get strained. So
For sure.
just like relationships get strained in order to move on and continue to have something beautiful together.
Yes. Well, and that's part of the reason why we're even sharing our story with others and wanting to take this in a more public way, because of the fact that once it does become bottled, then people can take it and make amazing things from it. You can do an old fashioned like John loves. You can do, what are they, mint juleps?
You do mint juleps. You can
You
just
can
enjoy
do-
it neat.
Correct. You can enjoy it on the rocks. A lot of people will add soda water or just water to it. You can have it with a cigar. You can have it with, what kind of food pairs well with bourbon? In your honest opinion, put you on the spot.
More bourbon.
More bourbon?
Would you be surprised if I said hot dogs?
Never.
I'd say, cheese, cured meats, anything regional from like the southern part of the United States.
A good old brisket.
I mean, fried chicken, bourbon peach tea. Like, you don't necessarily have to have the bourbon straight. But as far as like old fashions, bourbon heavy cocktails, like just nothing like a New York strip or a ribeye, nice big fatty steak, and you have the bourbon neat or in a really strong cocktail to help cut through the fat.
Gotcha. And there's all kinds of fun things that you've done. Like you've done a bacon fat old fashioned,
I
right?
have done a bacon fat washed old fashioned. What else did I do? Smoked pecans. That one was really good. So very southern. That'd be good with like pecan pie.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's just tons of things. So maybe by the time the episode's out, I'll throw a couple in the description of the comments of pairings. So
That would be awesome. But that brings us to Kentucky and the importance specifically for Jon of where we're doing it in Kentucky. And if we can't get your favorite as far as Buffalo Trace goes, it will for sure be somewhere. I'm confident that,
oh yes,
that we can
Yes.
find bourbon barrels.
I hope you're ready to have an old fashioned every night on tour. I mean, it's
You mentioned that to me. Help me understand what do you mean by an old fashioned every night on tour, my
Are you
love?
making an old fashioned in the hotel room?
Oh, you're gonna bring your bartender back?
Of course, I don't travel without it.
Yes, you do.
And my sugar cubes, especially to Wisconsin.
And especially to where we had to hunt down sugar cubes. That was an adventure trying to find
Yeah,
sugar cubes.
that bonus episode will be out shortly because I went a little wild on just, I don't know, indicting Wisconsin for their old fashions. So
Yeah, there will be clips from that. Unfortunately, we couldn't use that footage. We recorded that 3 times. We did the after hours twice,
Yeah, it
and then
turns
the
out that didn't
episode
work.
8 3 times. And the first 2 of each one of those, Jon had gotten an extension cord for our soundboard to go to
the camera.
the camera, and the longer cord for whatever reason was just junk and it was breaking up, so we sounded a little bit like robots. And
If you could hear us at all, it was very robotic, tinny, and there was a lot of like times that it cut out. I just don't think the cable could handle the amount of data for the distance. So
that's
it's okay. It's okay. Maybe we'll re-record it one day, but
Word for word. Get somebody
No.
to edit it.
No, we don't script. We do this one take wonders here. We sit down, we do it. We'll do a little cleaning up, but we don't run off scripts. We don't do a lot of editing, obviously, and yeah, we just have some fun with it. But yeah, no, old fashioned on tour every night. I mean, it's the time that we'd spent all night sitting up talking. You know, the kind of conversations you get into with your friends when hours fly by, and there's not anything. It was I think one of the final weeks, final days of Saul's before everything melted down, in my world at least. And I think we sat there all night, and we had some friends that were just hanging out with that night and bar closed, and I stuck around, and we were just talking. We were in a good spot in the conversation. And next thing I know, it's 6 a.m. We weren't dating yet, but I made it old fashioned at 6 a.m. and drank about half of it, and then told you how I really feel. Yeah, and look, here we are on a podcast. Gonna get married 9 times. Because I love you so much. I won't just marry you once. I'll marry you 9 times.
I will marry you 9 times, honey.
So that's Kentucky. That's why it's important to me.
And it's important to me too.
Thanks.
The people that we're going to be around are incredibly important, and making that happen for you. I'm excited.
I'm just excited to go see it.
I am too.
We're going to have some awesome photos.
I'm going to be driving to Philadelphia that next morning, I have a feeling.
You have a feeling you'll be driving?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're going to taste all the bourbons. I am absolutely right there with you. I'm your partner in crime. But if one of us has to be responsible, I think it should be me, so that way you can at least taste your favorites. And then once you've sobered up, and because you'll, of course, buy the bottles that you love. And then once you've sobered up, then you can be like, okay, yep, that was drunk John talking, or or nope, I was right on the money with this one.
Yeah. No, I will see. I mean, we'll see how much space we have too. So we have to be cognizant of that, and that we're going to be going into Canada.
Put a sidecar on Randy's bike.
I know, but we're going to be going into Canada. So like we're crossing the border with it's going to be, if there's a bunch of booze in the back.
We'll just leave it with Adam and Kenya. They're moving to Minot in a couple of months after the
throw
wedding,
this.
anyways.
Here, hold this, Adam.
Just take this.
Yeah, it'd be like Sally the Cooler all over again.
Yeah, we can even get him a Sally the Cooler to put the bourbon in.
That's
It'll
right.
be okay.
Well,
It will all
bourbon
be
doesn't
okay.
have to be in the cooler. It's fine. Okay. So yes, but we have episode 10 will be our trip to Philadelphia.
To meet Adam and Kenya.
Which is going to be a very interesting time, that it's America's 250th birthday this year, going to Philadelphia the 3rd, 4th week of June. You're going to be busy.
Are you going to go lick the Liberty Bell?
Bet you I can touch it.
Get us kicked out?
Get me to prison, probably.
Probably.
This year? Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm not going to touch the Liberty Bell. Secret Service, FBI, NSA, whoever's listening to this, the FBI agent that's listening to this is like, do they know I'm here?
Nope. I don't even think we're going to have time to honestly do any touring in Philadelphia.
No, we're going to be able to get Randy a cheesesteak or two.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have a Philly taco.
Yeah.
If you don't know what a Philly taco is, you should probably look it up.
You should. Absolutely.
Not you.
I'm talking about...
Oh, yes. The audience. Like, I've explained the Philly taco to you multiple times.
Funny story. I don't remember, so you're going to have to explain it to me at some point, honey.
And you say you're my food person.
But I have the memory of a goldfish, and I apologize for that.
I love you because of it, so it's okay. I'll show you again, and you'll be like, why do you want to eat that? And I'm like, because a kid.
It's another one of those things.
I drink Malort. Come on now.
I feel like Chicago should have been one of our stops just because of how much you love Malort.
Hot dogs? What if we made
And
a
their hot dogs.
Chicago-style hot dog infused Malort?
No. Just no.
Okay,
I mean, you
Jepsons.
can drink it.
I'm down. Let's party.
Ay, boy. No way, Jose. No. But I should say no for me, not no for you. You've got the Home Alone eyebrows up. Mm-hmm. Are you thirsty for more?
You guys give up yet or get thirsty for more? That's how I feel when I bust out the Malort
Yeah.
on people. They're like, oh, yeah, I'm down. Mm-hmm.
Many ceilings have been like, no, that's Rumpelmintz.
That's
Just
Rumpelmintz also. But yeah, so I'm really excited. We're going to go to Philadelphia and we're going to have a good time there.
We'll talk about
And
that
that's
on
going
our
to be
next.
Stop 8. That'll be on episode 10, which will be out every Thursday morning. These come out.
That's the game plan.
That is the game plan.
We don't claim to be masters quite yet. We're starting to get our groove a little bit more, but
I feel like it's getting better.
for sure.
I'm just really itchy today. What is going on? Must be spring.
Must be.
Mhm.
Well, our
So-
weathers have been changing. Like earlier this week, it was 60 degrees, and now it's what? Like
It was
9?
8 this morning.
Yeah.
So,
Like
yeah.
we're doing 50-degree swings within less than a week, and it wreaks havoc on your body. A lot of people have been sick in this area, at least. I help with the ballet studio here in town, and we've had kids out. I don't think we've had a full class
Missing
in
at the
3
same time.
months. Yeah, just because it's been such an odd winter. But
Very good. Well, we're going to wrap this up. Thanks for being here, regulars.
yes, thank you.
Ken, Janet,
We're coming for
we're
you.
coming for you. Also, Buffalo Trace, go to your warehouse and tell your Bourbon it's okay. We'll be together soon. We'll see you next time on the JKLOL podcast.
JK, LOL. Bye.
Bye.